Hey Brian, are you there? Just wanted to know if you finally found a job yet. I mean, it's been a whole year already. 1 whole year! I can't believe that you're really just going to content yourself with working from home. It's ridiculous. I know that your company filed for bankruptcy last year and that you managed to get a good chunk of change in your severance package, but still. What are we supposed to do when that money runs up, huh? You have to think about the future and find a real job.
Wow, Lois, you are really blowing up my phone today. And I don't understand why you're messaging me like this when we're both in the house right now.
I don't have to explain myself to you at all. Just hurry up and find a job already. How the heck are we supposed to survive if you're just going to be working from home? You need to go and apply for a real company with a building and go there. That's the only way we're going to make enough money to live.
Lois, I don't know how many times I've had to explain all this to you, but I already make more than enough for us to live comfortably with the job that I have right now. In fact, I'm glad that my old job fell apart because it allowed me to turn my side job into my main focus. And things are going really well for me, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. I mean, when was the last time that you checked our bank accounts?
Oh, please. I would hardly call what you're doing right now making enough for us to live comfortably. I am sick and tired of your excuses. I want you to find a job so that I can finally quit my part-time one and be a housewife full-time. You seriously need to wake up, face the facts, and start applying for jobs.
Lois, I really think there is some kind of miscommunication or something going on here. I mean, just how much would I have to make it for it to be enough for you?
I think that any man worth his spit should be making at least $100,000.
And just where did you pull that number from?
You are useless. I can't stand you. Do you know that? Do you want me to divorce you? Is that what's going on here?
Wait, what? Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Well, what other choice am I going to have if you don't go out and find a job? Why are you such a lazy little weakling, Brian? I know that you've always been a quiet, reserved person. But the fact is that we need money to survive. I know that you're sad about your last place of work shutting down. But this isn't the time to wallow in self-pity. You've got to learn how to deal with people and start getting job interviews. I've had enough of this working from home nonsense.
I really don't think that you know what you're talking about right now. Besides, plenty of people work from home and make more than enough for themselves.
That's just an excuse homeworkers like you tell themselves to try and feel better about their uselessness. But you need to wake up and realize that just making $30,000 a year is not going to cut it.
You think that I make $30,000 a year?
I don't think, I know. I've seen the bank accounts and that's how much was deposited in.
I see. That's why you think I need to go out and find a new job.
Are things finally starting to click in that little head of yours now? Well, it's too late. I've had it with you. We are getting a divorce and that is that. I'm going to go out and get the divorce papers soon. And since this apartment is being rented under my dad's name, I want you to pack your things and get out. You have until tomorrow, so you better start putting things in boxes now.
Okay then, if that's really what you want. But for the record, I make $300,000 a year, not $30,000.
Ha ha ha, in your dreams you do. Anyways, I've had enough of your lies and excuses. I mean it this time, Brian. You've messed around too much, and now it's time to face the consequences. Hey, have you already moved all of your things out?
Yep, I think I left the apartment with all my stuff around 6 in the morning. Thankfully, there were a few places looking for immediate tenants, and so I was able to find a new place to live right away.
Oh, really? Well, isn't that nice? And the divorce papers? Did you sign them like I asked you to?
I sure did. They It should be all signed and ready to go. Just sit on the kitchen table.
I see. Well, everything seems to be in order here. I guess I'll get ready and then go to the courthouse to drop these off so that it's official.
Sure thing. Sounds good to me. Anyways, I'm working out of a cafe for now, so I'm gonna go.
Ha ha ha! You mean you're still doing the same job? That really is just sad. I'm happy that our marriage is over. I could never spend the rest of my life with someone who's too scared to even apply for a real job. Ha ha ha!
Hey, Elena. It's been a while since you last spoke, hasn't it? This is Brian, by the way.
Oh, Brian! It really has been a while, hasn't it? Is there something I can do for you?
Well, I'm very sorry to drop this news on you all of a sudden, but as of today, Lois and I are no longer husband and wife. We got a divorce.
Hold on a second. You and my daughter got a divorce?
That's right. I think Lois is probably dropping out the divorce papers right about now, if I had to guess.
But I don't understand. What happened? Don't tell me that Lois went off talking and acting without thinking again. Oh, it's all her father's fault. He spoiled her rotten growing up, and now that she's an adult, she still expects everything handed to her right away.
I'm really sorry to be bad-mouthing your daughter, but I think that's pretty spot on. Or rather, it's more like she just gets an idea of what is going on in her head and refuses to let it go, including about me. But I guess in her head, she reached her limits with me and decided she couldn't stand being with me anymore.
What do you mean? What kinds of things did she get in her head about you?
Well, she seems to think that I only make $30,000 a year through my job.
You're kidding me! Did she really say that?
That's right. She says that she was looking through our bank accounts and saw that that was how much I was paid.
Oh my. I just don't even know what to do with that girl anymore. But thank you so much for coming to me and telling me about this. I'll tell my husband, but he's away on a business trip overseas right now.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, we should talk about this in more detail soon, if that's all right with you. Again, I'm so sorry to come to you with this so suddenly, but we'll talk soon.
Hey, Brian! Just what the heck is going on? I just got off the phone with my dad and he told me that you make $300,000 a year, not $30,000. What's the meaning of this? Why didn't you tell me any of this? How could you trick me into divorcing you like I did? If I knew that, I would never have left you.
Hey there, Lois. Hope the past couple of days have been treating you well.
Don't you pretend like you didn't read all those messages I just sent. You get your butt back to our house now and you sign our wedding papers.
You mean you want to be married to me again? That was fast.
I want to marry you because you tricked me into divorcing you. I have to put things back how they were now.
And you think I'm gonna go along with that?
Well, I only divorced you because I thought you were making so little money in the first place. But now that I know that you make 10 times that, I want you to come back and marry me again.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
But why not? What's wrong?
Let me ask you something, Lois. What is it that you think I do for a living?
Well, you work from home, right?
That's the smallest possible start there could be, I guess, but you're not technically wrong. Do you know anything at all about who I work for, what it is that I'm working on while I'm at home?
I don't know, work from home stuff?
Ugh, this is going nowhere fast. I actually write for a very popular blog and put the stock market on the side. every now and then I'll help out with some copy editing from writer friends as well.
And you make $300,000 a year doing that?
That's right. I guess when you logged in to check our bank account, you must have missed a zero somewhere in your calculations.
I missed just a single zero.
Well, that zero made all the difference, really, didn't it?
But I had no idea that I made a mistake at all.
Yeah, that much is quite obvious to me.
But what happens now?
I tried to explain this to you before, but you just never listened to me. Although your dad has heard of me and knows that I'm a somewhat famous investor. Anyways, he hired me to help manage his stocks and has helped me make a lot of connections through him.
Wait, so then you work for my dad?
That's right. He was the one that introduced us in the first place, remember? I always wanted to marry you, ever since that day. But once we were married, you seemed to think that I was a weak pushover. Anyways, I've lived with you long enough to know that I don't want to do it again.
But wait, if we're divorced then, what's going to happen to you working for my dad?
I don't know. You'll probably have to take it up with him.
But this isn't fair. I had no idea. What if my dad forces you to get married to me again? I can make him do that.
I really don't think that you can, actually.
Just get back here and marry me right this second.
I already told you that this is not going to happen, and nothing is going to change my mind.
So you don't care at all what happens to my dad or his finances?
Well, he's not even my main source of income anymore. Besides, I've already found him a different investor who is ready to take over his accounts. Plus, I've shown these messages to your father, and he understands why I'm wanting to leave you.
Oh no, this is really bad though. My dad is going to be so mad at me. He might even disinherit me. Please, you have to get back together with me.
Sorry, I'm actually really busy trying to meet a bunch of deadlines, so if this is all you have to say, I think we're done here.
No, Brian, please don't go.
In the end, it was just as Lois feared, and she ended up being disinherited by her father for constantly acting so selfishly. He even threw out of the apartment he had paid for her to live in. Her father said that she would have to make her own way through life and only offered her help in the way of an entry-level job at the hotel chain that he owned. It seems that Lois is already in debt after having to get back on her feet, and that she spends every day changing sheets and leaving little chocolates on every guest's pillow. As for me, Lois's father and I parted on good terms. He tried to offer me a huge raise to keep me on, but money isn't everything, and I knew that I wanted a clean break from that family. Now, I'm focusing on my job in the publishing industry and really loving it.